another episode. It's been a while. Right now I'm just about to show you the paint booth setup. So, this is it here. Got our ghetto exhaust, our ghetto intake. And we got it all plastic wrapped inside. Can't quite see at the moment, but I gotta set everything up inside and then start prepping the panels. It's very sunny right now, so we got the whole kit chilling. Here we got all the paint laid out. You got your primer, first base coat, second coat, and your clear. Because this is a tri-coat, you gotta do all these lovely stages, which I'm very excited for. Fog light trim pieces. These guys are also going to be color matched with the rest of the car. It looks a little funky seeing them on the car, being the only thing that's black that's on the bumper, minus what's below it. Just about everything is prepped. I'm going to start setting them up inside the booth. Got the ghetto paint booth going. Got the fenders, got the front fog light trim, front bumper, quarter panels. Clean prep and ready for some primer. I'm a little iffy on putting the camera in here, but I guess I'll wing it. So I can't quite put the camera in there. It's getting a little dusty. So we're gonna keep the camera out of the booth. Of course, there's a spider on one of them. So everything's all primed. Just gonna go over it with 400 grit sandpaper. We're gonna clean up any imperfections. And then from there, we're gonna start laying our first base coat. Typically, you would use a block sander, which I do have, but for the tight spot, hit it by hand. We'll see how this one turns out. Obviously, this is the first time laying a tri-coat, so this will be fun. So I got one can of primer left if we need it. I think I got 3 coats of base coat on, and so far it's looking pretty good. Obviously it's only one versus the mid coat. So sorry for not being able to film absolutely everything, just being how much red paint is being sprayed everywhere. As you can tell, it looks like someone is getting cut up in here. There's some fenders. As you can look at the filters, you can see, well, they're doing their job. Huge update. So I really wanted to film painting the actual wide body, but it became an issue with all the overspray going all over the camera. So I didn't want the camera to turn red. So basically here's where we're at. I brought all the panels back to the garage for now. Turned out as I expected. Nowhere damn near perfect at all. It was very humid when I was laying paint. The rest, like, I couldn't tell you how many days ahead it was going to be humid, so we kind of just had to make do with what we got and deal with it. So, boom. So here's the kit. As you can see, when the light hits it, it doesn't look the best. You can see there's a little bit of haze in the clear right here, and that's because of humidity. There's moisture in the clear. You can hopefully get that out. So basically, I have to go over every single panel, wet sand it out, then I gotta cut it, and then I gotta polish it. Obviously, it'd make it easier if it was on the car. But for now, this is how she looks. It's dark. I got a headache. It's late. We're gonna stop there, and we'll continue. So what are you getting up to? Just prepping the panel, basically, for the wide booty. We're gonna put it on the car and then we're gonna sand it. Time to remove this section of PPF and hope paint doesn't go with it. Please don't take paint. Look how fresh that orange peel is underneath. Basically, I peel all the backing on all the edges just so it's easier to pull. I don't want to put it all on and then it's not on the right spot, then I gotta move it back off. To some, this isn't ideal, but I want to be able to take the body kit back off. panels could have lined up a little bit better, but it is what it is. This body line was already pretty bad when we first got the kit, so it's not the end of the world, but all the RTV will lay should fix anything.
Now that it's on, how do you feel?
I feel like it needs to be wet sanded fast. I can't keep looking at this. It's killing me. Biggest thing is it's hanging off the bumper. This needs to go like this. This needs to go like this. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. This gap is gonna be horrendous because I gotta pull this in because the fitment's way off. Unless I just filled this all with RTV. Nah, I can't do that. This has to sit flush against the camera. Unless what I did was I cut a section of the bumper out and then I just moved this down and didn't connect the sensor to the bumper but to this. And then we'll just bolt these two together. Wait, this still has to go down. So at this point I may as well just stick the fender on. Well, that was easy.
So that's the sensor.
Test the quality for you. Look, they didn't even stamp the whole thing. They missed on half of it.
How is that even held in?
Plastic weld. It's plastic welded to the bumper.
So if you guys remember, this piece here, the hole didn't line up.
When I put this up to this, you'll see that this is exposed after. Here, it's not exposed. I think I'm just gonna cut like here up there.
Just get that thing extra hot.
My hand's hot now. That heat cut's blowing towards my hand. Get out of here. Come on. It's right there. You can do it. Yes.
Nice.
I don't think Tesla wanted us to do this, but we did it anyways.
Do they even know what they want us to do with their cars?
I don't think they know what they want to do with their cars. We need to glue this to this, like this. And this can theoretically go back here like this.
It's all good.
And be okay. How would you know? So let's say that's where the sensor was. Let's see if we can put this where we want it to go.
Yeah.
But this missing section here, that'll be interesting. This is gonna get bonded to the wide body section there. Tuck right in there like that, and then boom. And once I figure all this out, I'm gonna seal all this up and it'll look like it was never cut.
No spacer up front.
Damn, that front fitment is perfect.
Yeah, right. Nah. You're gonna need more low after this. But damn.
It's actually kind of crazy how much of a difference that just made.
Giving this a quick sand and polish. Looks so much better.
All right, little update. It's been a bit. Kind of got distracted from this guy here.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Oh,
Look at this guy's meaty truck he's got going on here. Oh my god. Guys like, yo, bringing aura.
Akamoto special.
I went ahead and put the rest of the kit on. So we got this side on. Obviously no front bumper parts because those he wants to polish off the car. Got this one on this side. And I experimented with one because I haven't sealed in a long time. I sealed this one, which it turned out pretty good. Sealed all the way around. Kind of find it cool how the wide body meets the side skirt. Perfect. When sealing, if you do it the way I do it, because I like my kit to be removable, start by masking where you want it to be sealed, basically. So you do one side and the other side. You want to make sure that tape is actually pressed down good, otherwise it'll seep through and you won't have a straight line. So I have it a little bit like this, so it fills in the gap and that goes a little bit over the wide body. Then we're gonna go all the way down, I'm not done. All the way around the kit until it's sealed, and in the wheel wells too. We're gonna go up in there and up in there. But just like we expected, the driver's side fits so much better than the passenger side. You see how this lines up to the bumper body line here. Right, Eric?
Oh yeah.
And then this side doesn't quite do that. And the paint ain't perfect. I gotta redo this one panel. Ethan was having his way with it and the paint was very soft right here, so it kind of burnt through. It is what it is. Experiment, experiment, experiment. Alright, so I went ahead and removed the tail light just because I needed to get up close and personal. This is how it sits, all sealed up, all the way around. And then you got Ethan going on over here, just fucking around. So how's it turning out? Right there, buddy, in his ticking V8. Got the 3M on the side.
That looks pretty good.
So I'd say overall with this side, everything lines up pretty damn well. Fitment here, the fitment here, everything's pretty spot on. The sensor lines up perfectly, nothing like that. Can't quite see anything that I've cut. Well, you kind of can up here, not a big deal. Here's the side, you probably can't see that, but it's sealed. Seeing the front bumper part on actually completes it. But I still gotta make some adjustments. I gotta trim back here a little bit, and it's a little bit too tucked out. I'm actually concerned that I might rip this off or rub it, which I wouldn't be surprised. All right, the fun part, get your glove up. Your RTV. Mine has already been used. I have a pretty sharp angle here, so it's easier to lay. We're going to turn that around actually. You're going to get your finger. Everybody's got a different way of doing this. And then we're going to follow that up to the wheel well. Avoid getting it on your skin. It's a bit of a pain to get out if you don't have the right soap. I'm just going to take the glove off anyways. Okay, so now that it's basically like that, you're going to start peeling. You want to do it while it's wet. So if you don't, it'll turn into quite a headache to deal with. You want to be careful pulling it. You want to pull it away at certain angles so that any excess doesn't land on the car. If you do get it on the paint, not a big deal, you can wipe it off. Boom, just like that. She is sealed, just like that. And you want to let this guy cure before you can do anything. Obviously, I did not want these two panels to meet each other in case I do gotta remove the bumper, so I left it as is. I was also advised to do it over the PPF rather than peeling it because the quality of Tesla's paint is pretty damn shit. I want to avoid having to peel up any more paint that I didn't want to. Oh, what's up, guys? Alright, so got the kit on, got the kit sealed. Ethan had his way to kind of bring some shine to these things, and not gonna lie, it turned out pretty damn good. You could see before how the paint was. There was no shine to the paint. So I'm actually pretty surprised. The front looks pretty damn good too. The color is very close, but it's so hard to get a tri-coat to match, especially in your backyard. There's imperfections. I'm not afraid to hide it. If you can see it here, this, a little bit of a high spot there, a drip there. Okay, so that wraps up the 3-part Tesla wide body video of when we ordered the kit, test fitting the kit, prepping the kit, taking it, and installing it. And I'm pretty happy where it turned out. It could be better, but it's good enough. So if you guys like the whole Tesla stuff, hit that like, subscribe, leave a comment. There's gonna be much more than just Tesla content. I'm not gonna lie, it grabs a lot of attention. And a lot of older people like the car too.
How about rubbing? Do you rub at all?
So we did the wide body to prevent rubbing, and I still rub.
I say you rub less though.
I rub less, but it's mostly because it's not on air.
So you're saying you're going on air after this?
I said.
All right, you heard it here. We gotta force this guy. Hold him hostage. He's gonna bag this thing. I feel like I'm in jail right now.